I really don't have a memory of the first time I learned about it because I grew up here and I always knew about Christian Academy of Guatemala. Although I didn't attend here till high school, we were always aware of Christian Academy of Guatemala. So I grew up knowing about this school. Okay, for me to be a student here was probably the only place that I felt like I wasn't a foreigner. I was finally in an area where there was other kids just like me, and all of us have like the desire to belong. And so for me to have this school was the place where I didn't stand out because I was taller or lighter skinned, or I didn't stand out because in the US we're the missionaries or the missionary kids. So this was the place for me that I found my sense of belonging and identity and was able to relate and feel part of something. And also I have a lot of mentors and people that poured into my life, so for me this was a very important part of my life. I think the vision from my point of view is to prepare young people to be able to go out into the world and make a difference for the Lord. We would like to prepare them to be balanced individuals, responsible individuals, but also focusing on relationships. First and foremost, a relationship with Jesus Christ, and secondly, with other people. And so, in my point of view, our vision is to equip young people academically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, to be able to adapt to the world outside and make a difference. We try to equip our students with our Bible classes and all our curriculum. Also, we have discipleship groups. We have servant days where we go out and do projects in the community in different places. I think that one of our biggest ways to equip our students is to challenge them to grow in their faith. First and foremost, challenge them to really recognize that they need a relationship personally, not just because their parents are missionaries. Does that mean they have a relationship with Christ? And so not to assume that everyone does have that. And especially this year, we focused on kingdom loving and actually asking students if they understand the gospel message, and then challenging them to share that where they're at right now, to find their purpose in the middle of the circumstances that God has them right now in their lives. Discipleship here is structured as in they have a discipleship leader, and after chapel on Wednesdays they meet as a group. But also I think discipleship is just building relationships one-on-one with our students. My goal as a Bible teacher is to know each one of my students personally and be able to say something unique about each one of my students by the end of the year. And to know their names for sure, first and foremost, but to also know their personalities and their strengths and weaknesses, each one of them. I think here at CAG we have different activities. It's amazing how even though we're a small school, we can pull together a musical and sports activities and different things that go along with just part of the growing into a well-balanced young person. We do have challenges, but still I think CAG provides, especially for my children, when one of my daughters has graduated and my son, an opportunity to develop in sports, in drama, in music, in worship, leadership, and different areas, so that when they go out, they can also be challenged in different areas of their life, not just Bible. So we also have the choir and drama productions and things like that. I think churches today could offer a huge amount of support to us through prayer, primarily. Also just interaction with teams that could come down and get to know us and our kids that we teach here, building relationships and contacts for the future. But right now, first and foremost, the way a church could help us the most is by encouraging individuals to consider coming to spend time here to teach our kids. We desperately need people to minister to our children, since we're missionaries here in Guatemala, in order to be able to allow us freedom to minister. Our kids may not have all the opportunities, but yet being in a different culture is enriching, and we just need people that would come and be willing to pour themselves into their lives also, and have mentors and other adults that come alongside and help us teach our kids to grow in a balanced way and just have more opportunities. My students, I believe firmly that third culture kids have a lot to offer to the world. Their potential, their abilities to adapt, they're flexible. Most of them are bilingual or trilingual, and with what's going on in the world today, they are just a breath of fresh air to me. I'm challenged to get to know each one and amazed by their potential and abilities. And what gets me up in the morning is just knowing that I have a relationship with them, and because I can understand them so easily. Sometimes I forget that I'm the teacher and they're the student because we have so much in common being third culture kids. There's a part of me that will always be a third culture kid. And for me, that's what gets me up, and that's what keeps me here too. Knowing that I get to be with these kids that I understand and relate to. The faculty and staff are our colleagues, more than colleagues, friends. I think one of the things here at CAG is that we're like a family, and as you would have in every family, sometimes we can get on each other's nerves, and sometimes we trust each other so much that sometimes the boundaries get blurry, but having said that, the relationship is far outweighs any kind of familiarity that would bring tension. I mean, we're normal, we're humans, but I think that having faculty that's also my friends, people that you can count on when you've had surgeries or your car breaks down, it's more than just the classroom. You have a list of people you can call that understand what it's like to live in another country, that would come to your rescue, pick your kids up, bring you a meal, go visit you in the hospital, take your kids back and forth to school. So for me, faculty is really, it's a support system, and it's my circle of support here at school. We can't do this alone. We need prayer. We need finances. These kids are worth our time, our effort, our hearts. They have dreams, they have potential. They have so many facets to their life. It's just a wonderful group of kids to work with. And I think if anyone would come and try it out, they would never have a regret. When people leave, it takes a piece of our heart. All of us are tired of saying goodbye, but yet we know our time is short. So when someone comes down, we just pour ourselves into each other and quickly make relationships. And we know as we leave or as we come and go that we have friends all over the world. And that's just a great blessing that we have. We have friends in Africa, Central South America, United States, Canada, everywhere, all over the world. So to me, that's just one of the best parts of being part of CAG.